It's just lead.
It's your boy D.
I'm sorry. We're tuning in a homeroom with Smooth. Class is now in session.
Yo, what's up? This is the Homeroom with Smooth. I know we gotta redo it. Let me do my damn intro.
What's up, guys? This is the Homeroom with Smooth intro.
I had it.
It's your boy Frankie.
No, Frankie.
Smooth.
No, I got it. I got it.
And so now we got our new member of the panel. Introduce yourself.
Stop it. No. So listen, this Homeroom with Smooth podcast, episode number 235. You know what I'm saying? Drake is not an activist, all right? He just drinks activists, if you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, what's going on, y'all? You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing?
We gotta change that intro video. I don't even look like that anymore. We gotta change that.
I think I'd be doing great.
I put the fillers out there. I said, yo, we gotta do something.
I need to set a reminder to send an updated video.
I would have been doing great because my intro was kind of cool, and then you just poo-pooed all over it.
What intro? What intro? What did I do? You weren't even. Me and you were never in the intro.
No. Oh, sorry. The lead-in. That's all. After the intro. Because you're introducing us, and you messed up, so then I hopped in, and then you're like, no, this is the podcast.
I had it, okay? I had it.
Did you, though? Because you did stop.
I had it. Oh, my God. Okay, so we got somebody new with us. So we have Jazz. How are you doing, Jazz?
Talk to dude.
Well. All is well.
That is good. That is fantastic, ma'am. That's fantastic. You know what I'm saying? Let people know a little something about yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just recently started my own talk show called Talk to Do, where I just pretty much talk about random conversations. I'm getting into doing interviews with, I ain't gonna just say small businesses, but people who are, I guess you can say, elevating or doing something with themselves just to, kind of have a voice or just to put themselves out there. So I've been starting to do that. And I also dab in a little bit in fashion. So I've been creating some fashion content as well. But you can check me out at @DoJazz or Talk to Do.
Okay. All right. So
sounds like sounds like she might be an activist. She's out there giving those small businesses a voice. Sounds like activism to me.
This dude is hilarious. Okay.
Well, just our community though, like I said, because I guess my target would be, our people and just giving us a voice because I feel like we have the most issues and not too many people talk about it. So I just wanted to create that safe, judge-free zone for people to just, vent or just say how they feel.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I'll be judging. Like
you be judging.
I judge myself. I judge myself, and I judge others. Like I'm like, why?
I just try to put myself in their shoes.
And
try to understand different perspectives. Because everybody think different. Everybody got their own opinion. Everybody think different. So I just be trying to see where people coming from.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm empathetic and I'm compassionate, but I'm gonna get my jokes off. Like,
oh yeah,
that's just is what it is. I'm gonna get my jokes off.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I love you, and I'm laughing on the floor. Like
I'm apathetic.
Are you with them or at them?
At them all the time. I'm apathetic.
Right.
Okay, so topic number 1 of the evening. All right, so
we don't get it. How are you? Just Jazz?
I thought I said that, and then y'all responded. I thought y'all responded already.
I know how I felt when it cut me off. When I was doing the lead in.
Go ahead.
I was doing a good job.
I said, "How are y'all doing?" And then
around.
I thought everybody responded.
No,
it's okay. Go ahead.
It's open-ended for everybody. Jesus.
Going through a stressful time right now. She has a troll on her TikTok, okay?
What?
This man. Oh my God. So, ladies and gentlemen, all right. The topic for the evening, all right, topic number one for the evening. So, Ebro in the morning, all right, from Hot 97 in New York, all right. He decided to wake up this morning or come out of his hibernation middle of the day and decided to go at Drake for not being as much of a community activist as he should be. He's like, you have this big platform, you should be highlighting these issues and da 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 da. And I'm like, my guy, you're a radio host. That's your job. You're in the community. You should highlight the issues. That's your job. He makes rap songs. He's an entertainer. I personally, and I'm gonna pass off to y'all. I personally don't think our entertainers in the Black community should be our leaders. I think it's a conflict of interest, and I don't think it's gonna go well.
Well, one, I'll disagree. Drake doesn't make rap. Like he's barely hip hop.
Jesus Christ. I'm not having that argument with you. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that argument.
I guess I have to go. I have to find out what this guy means.
Hater.
I'm not a hater. I'm just a truth teller, man. I'm a Drake fan, so I've been following him since the Frosty, you know, on those mean streets.
Hey, you know what Drake said? I got enemies, got a lot of enemies.
I said I'm a big Drake fan, and I watched the breakdown. So, but anyway, everybody get your motherfucking roll on. But anyway, besides that, I do, before I break down into my my thoughts.
You a hot boy?
I think he really needs to. What's this guy's name? Was it from New York?
Ebro in the Ebro.
I want to know what he means by this, because I will say, even if he's not a global star, Drake is in two different communities because he's from Canada. He gets a lot to the country Canada, to the city of Toronto. So therefore, his community, the Black community, is not really our Black community because we deal with different things. So I want to know, are you trying to say he should be doing it for Black people around the world? And so I think he really needs to clarify his stance on that one. Now back to what we're saying. If Drake wants to talk about community issues, I'm all for it. Use your platform to help fight causes that are near and dear to your heart. But it is not expected, and I don't expect him or any other celebrities, whether it be athletes, social media stars, actors, actresses, I don't expect them to go ahead and talk on social issues, because one, it doesn't really affect them directly, because things that I have to deal with, LeBron James doesn't have to deal with, because everybody knows who the hell LeBron James is.
Right.
Two, if I am not, with my busy schedule, if I am not up to date on every single little thing that happens around the country, how can I hold someone else to that account too, when they might be just as busy or busier traveling around the country? And that's the thing too, what community? Because LeBron lives in Cleveland. Sorry, he's from Cleveland, but he lived in Miami and he lived in LA. So right now his community is LA. So I don't expect them to go talk about something that happened in New York, and or vice versa, because that's the thing, they have roots in so many places, so it's basically impossible for them to keep up with all the different news of what's going on in the community, which is why I don't hold them to that standard. And I know you alluded to it earlier. We have other people that are activists that they know about the subject that they're on, and they're the ones that bring up this information so you can learn it and do something about it too. We don't need it from someone whose primary job is to make music, play basketball, act in a movie or whatever. Like, it's nice when there's a bad cause and they speak up about it too, but it's not a requirement.
Okay, so here's my thoughts, and I'm going to speak more in general. I personally have an issue when someone points fingers at someone else and they're not doing the same thing themselves. So why are you expecting Drake to be this activist? Why don't you go be the activist? Why is it? And I'm going to speak on Black people. I feel like Black people are always looking for some savior in the Black community to be the one to do everything. Why don't you go do all the shit that you want these other people to do? And that's the problem. They in their minds have made up, oh, this is the person that should be the next Malcolm X and the next Martin Luther King. But why don't you be the first Malcolm X? We don't really have, and I think that's the reason why we in our generation, we don't really have like a Jesse Jackson or Al Sharp, like those kind of people, because everyone else is pointing fingers at each other, like, well, they should do it. They should do, you know, I really have an issue with that. How about you either go start something and stop pointing the fingers, or just stay quiet? Because I don't think it's anybody's job to have to do anything they don't. And just because they're not speaking out doesn't mean that they're not doing anything. We don't know if Drake is donating money. We don't know if he's helping out behind the scenes. It's not everybody's job to
God's
be in the
plan.
public eye in that sense. Maybe that's not his calling. Maybe his calling is just music and then donating on the side, whatever it is. That's not our business to know.
You're right. That's why he's saying, like, lead by example. You got to. If you want something done, hey, don't talk about it. Just go do it. I agree with both of y'all statements. I agree there.
I guess I will circle back. I think because Shar, you said something that resonated with me. It's like, why don't people want to do something? Because if it doesn't work, it's easier to blame someone else saying that they didn't do right, whether taking accountability and said, "Hey, this didn't work." And there's other factors, because it could be it wasn't the right time. It could be that you didn't do it the right way, and that's self responsibility that a lot of people in this generation they don't want to take. And the other thing too is that if for them to do it themselves, because then they have to realize that, hey, it's freaking hard. And a lot of people, especially now, they don't want to hear that. And I do think that's another reason why people, they say it should be this person, it should be this person. And that's why it's not me, it's not, or someone that I know. And that's the thing. Even if they want someone else to do it, they don't even try to help them out either, because they want to put it all on that person. So then they have no part of it. So then when it fails, they could be like, hey, it hey, it's that person and they fucked up, and now I'm gonna wait for the next person because this person didn't do it right.
And that's why they
It's
should
like
mind their business.
accountability. Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Lack
liking
of
what
accountability. Yeah.
I'm liking what I'm hearing from y'all. I'm liking what I'm hearing from y'all. I'm liking this. So, Shar, you want to tell us about missing people and why things are strange? You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like
yeah. So, what's her name?
Carlee Russell.
Carlee Russell.
I made up a whole name. Okay, Carlee Russell. So, okay, so if you have not heard, a few days ago, there was a black woman. She's 25 in the healthcare industry or in nursing school, something like that.
Something like, yeah.
She was driving down the highway, and she said she saw a toddler walking on the side of the highway. So she pulls over, she calls 911 and says, "Hey, there's a toddler out here." She gets out of the car to walk up to the toddler. While she's getting out of the car, she's on the phone with her brother's girlfriend. And she goes, I guess she's talking to her and telling her what's going on. And then all of a sudden, her sister, I mean, her brother's girlfriend hears her scream. And the phone drops. She disappears. So when they showed up to the scene, they found her car. Her wig was on the ground. Her phone was on the ground. Something else. I think they said they found
her Apple Watch and her AirPods too.
Yeah. So
they said you were not tracking
What
her.
state was this?
Alabama.
Alabama. So once she goes missing, the family reports it. So now it's all over social media. Now the details they give us are really none, right? So the little bit that we have to work with, a couple of witnesses said they saw her car. Some other witnesses said they saw a tall man reach into her car. Nobody saw this child. Nobody saw her actually get snatched up. Fast forward a couple of days later, she ends up coming home. Like, she just shows up at her house and goes to the hospital. So, which, yes, we're grateful that she's back. As I'm listening to this story, I personally, it hits home because that's relatable as a Black professional woman. That I felt like that could have been me. Now, can I say that I would pull over to check on a child? I'm not completely sure. I do have a soft spot for children, though, so I can see that being, bait or whatever. And apparently, there has been there's been a lot of human trafficking, right? And they said that's one of the setups they use is luring you in with bait with a child. So as I'm piecing together the story, I'm like, oh wow, that's so horrible. Like, I'm so glad she's alive, but there's just certain parts of this story that it seems like they're either A, not sharing everything, or B, I don't know, it's just not adding up. So I'll let you fill in the pieces that seem weird. Mr. Smooth.
Um, so I
It
would.
does, and um,
Oh, go ahead.
No, go.
No,
no, I was gonna say, yeah, it does um seem weird, but I've kind of almost been put in a situation like that when I stayed in Texas. I picked up a mother and her child, and it was raining. Me and my sister, and we was just like, "Oh, let's help them." It's like the car was broke down, and they was like, "Let's help them." And once we took them to the nearest gas station, the man at the gas station was like, "Nah, y'all don't need to do that," because they use, the women and the kids as bait. And I'm just like, huh? But like I say, having that soft spot or whatnot, I was just like, I was just trying to help the woman. But it ends up not, it turned out, of course, not being one of those situations, but it could have been. So, like you said, it hit home for you. It also hit home for me because, like I said, I do have a soft spot. And I be wanting to pick people up and, try to help them or whatnot. But I also learned, especially now, like you say, with this human trafficking and what a couple months ago, how people got picked up and taken. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, went to Mexico and all that stuff happened. Yeah, so it's tough. Like you say, it's something missing. Like they didn't see a kid. Like I don't know. It's that's the tough situation. Like what is going on? And have she spoke about it yet? Have they interviewed her yet?
No.
No.
Um,
So
So they
that's the other piece I forgot to share. Her boyfriend came on social
Uh-huh.
media and wrote a post and basically was thanking the public for all their help. And then he puts in the post, a lot of people accuse me of doing it, and I'm glad I held on and had faith. And now y'all see that y'all accuse me for no like. I just feel like especially when the police are involved, you shouldn't be saying nothing until you get clearance from the authorities to say stuff, right? Like so now I
Exactly.
don't know, that just seems a little weird to me.
They're
uh,
gonna say that they asked like he set them up or like he set
yes.
her up.
So let me say this real quick, and then Frankie, you can go. So listen, when it comes to children, random people on the side of the road, I'm sorry, but I'm gone. Like I'm peeling out.
Let me
I'm not
clarify.
fucking with
Let
none
me
of y'all.
clarify. Let me clarify
None
because
of
my mom
y'all.
used to be a cop. Now I know not to just pull over and pick up random people, but because this was a child,
hmm.
you
That's
know what I'm
the
saying? Like
thing.
I'm
I
calling.
I
I'm
can understand
calling.
how she was like, oh my, and she's a nursing student, so it's her natural instinct in the
To have
healthcare
the
field. To like, I
compassion.
gotta help this child.
All right,
Nope.
let me talk to you.
And like
I am glad she's safe. Now, if I'm playing detective on what Shar said, where stuff doesn't add up, I guess they have talked to her at the hospital and talked to police. The police, they haven't released anything yet as well too. There are certain
okay.
things, like I said, if I saw a child on the side of the road, and it's different too, because I'm thinking if I'm seeing a child on the side of the road of LA, there's something really really wrong. I know it's different for Alabama. I know there's a lot of parts in because I was driving through Alabama a couple years ago too, and I'm like, there's parts where I'm like, what the hell? And there's not a lot of cell phone service, I, I either as well. So I mean, um, I don't know, but there are certain things where you say that doesn't add up. Um, so the main thing that stuck out to me was that they're saying her Apple Watch was in her purse, not in the car, not on the ground, in her purse. So
Like
if I'm
it was
playing,
purposely placed there.
yeah, so if I'm playing devil's advocate
Mm-hmm.
and you're saying things don't add up, that really doesn't add up.
Also, the
Um,
wig thing. Like what?
well, no, because the wig, because that makes that shows a struggle, and that's why they're doing it for that one too. But because I might see if it was because they're saying there's background noise, whatever like that too. They're saying the engine was running. They found her phone on the ground along with her wig and her hat,
Mm-hmm.
and then her purse was still in the car, and her Apple Watch was in her purse, and her AirPods as well. AirPods in the purse doesn't really surprise me. The watch in the purse is the main thing that really, because I
The
said
thing with that watching the purse is I've had it to where, you're in a rush and you can't just put it on your arm at a time. So sometimes I have to it in my purse or whatnot. So I've done that a couple
no,
times.
no, I'm getting it. No, but I'm saying with
'Cause-
with everything else too, that's the part that just sounds odd. No, because I get you, because there's
okay,
times where I've got it and I throw it in my backpack like that too. But then later in the day, because she's coming
and
back
put it
home for
on
something like that
later.
too, it's usually it's on your wrist. especially if she's a nurse like that too.
Yeah.
You need to have a watch. You need to watch out like that too. So it's on your wrist. That's the main thing. That's just that stands out too. So if there's anything else in there, like I said, I don't know what happened. That's just the main thing that just stands out to me. That's just really, really weird and odd.
Yeah.
Like everything else, like I said, I don't know what happened. They said the witnesses are kind of saying different things too. They're saying a car pulled in front. They're saying there wasn't there. They're kind of saying they saw a guy that was there that was fast. But then there's really nothing to saying that, hey, if a witnesses saw something, there's nothing that's saying that she got into another car and drove off. So hopefully the police, and I think that's why the police, they're not saying a lot of things because they are trying to get all the information and they don't want to have throw out some information out there and then get fake tips. It's especially good now because she's home safe, and maybe they're trying to find out if there's foul play from someone that she knows, or if they're trying to collect a payday or something like that too. That will all come out.
Also, where's this child? Are they looking for the child? You know what I'm saying? Like what? That's the part for me. Like they haven't said anything about the child, or if they're searching for this child, or what.
So from what I read, like, and again, this might be like completely conspiracy theory mess.
They're saying that she didn't actually see a child.
She didn't actually see a child. That she was actually like having an actual like hallucination, like from lack of sleep or something, and thought she seen something. And then when she got out, she actually made herself vulnerable to some other people that just happened to be there. Like it just so happened a perfect storm.
Well, I
was like that's kind of crazy. But
that, or you could say that she just went missing, walked away, and came back 2 days later too, because there's
in Alabama.
I don't know, because you could go one of two ways, because if
she's from there, you can figure out how to get home now.
Yeah, and this is the thing too, because they were saying she wasn't that far from home when she went missing. So they're saying
she was up the street getting something from the store or something.
Yeah, so she wasn't that far, like that too. So I mean, this could go one of two ways. We could go to say, hey, someone took her, and then let her go. But then we have to go figure out, okay, why did they let her go? Was it really because of the social media backlash? Where they were trying to get something and they weren't able to get it? There's all these things, or because I'm play devil's advocate, maybe they were trying to get something from her too, but since her purse was still in the car, they didn't grab her identification, so they didn't know where to give a ransom to, so they just let her go. We could go on your route.
Yeah, I guess the thing is like how, I don't know. I'm just assuming that after going through, and I don't know, I don't know what it's like to be kidnapped, but just the fact that I don't know how did they know where to bring her? Like you know what I'm saying?
They could have dropped her off at the same place. She could have said, "Hey, this is where I'm at." So I'm saying there's so many different scenarios, because
the way they made it seem was like she got dropped off in front of her house.
No, they said it wasn't. No, because they said she arrived on foot, so it was far enough away from her, so she had to walk and they couldn't see the car.
Yeah.
Because
did they ever say what race the child was?
No, they haven't said anything about this child.
Because they don't know about it, because no one has seen the child.
Because no one saw it, because pretty much they're looking at traffic footage to see if they see anything.
That's the part that's fishy for me.
It's Alabama. It's Alabama. So their cameras are old. They don't work. They don't be investing in traffic cameras. They don't invest in anything. Okay, they're the lowest. They're the lowest of the low in education and all that other mess.
No, that's Mississippi.
So my thing is, they got there.
That is
the police. They get right. So they got there. The police was there. The family pulls up. The police are already there. They can't find her. They can't find nobody.
And I forgot to add this. Speaking of the police pulling up, they pulled up literally 2 minutes after she disappeared. So what's up with that? You know, like
no, because it makes sense because she
was already on the phone
and reported them.
No,
she called and reported the kid, and then by the time she got out to go talk to the kid, she got snatched up.
Well, but that's what we're saying. It could be one of two different things, because we could say there was no kid, and that's where we have to go. We could say, hey, they're making this whole thing up. So that right now, that's an option. They're making this whole thing up, and they realized this wasn't going anywhere, so she walked her ass home.
They do anything but clout. They do anything.
Option two is that she was freaking having a breakdown, and she went out and she wandered her ass into the fucking fields of Alabama, and then made it back home because she was broken down from work and did some PCP with snuffleupagus.
Jesus
Or,
Christ.
or option 3 is that this actually happened, but then we're saying with Shar, we have to find out why they let her go.
Right. Exactly.
So,
Right.
and then there's really not, a cause. And the thing is, we're not going to know because, and they're saying they're able to go ahead and put this scene of events together. But the thing is too, like even everybody she was hanging out with at night, they weren't able to find anybody who she was with like the night before. Because they were going, because they said the person appeared, and they have not been able to locate a single person who was with Russell from when she left the restaurant to the point she called the police.
You know what's funny? Okay, this is a crazy thought that crossed my mind. Or those organizations, I would ask you to forgive me in advance. What if she was like trying to come offline and they like kidnapped her? Like, as far as that, like, because I heard I've heard they do some like really dumb shit like that.
So you saying she was pledging?
Yeah, like if she was in the act of pledging and they just kind of just snatched her up like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like.
I don't
Like
know.
they do no, but they do that though. They do that. They'll snatch people up and everything.
That would make sense, but the calling and saying I see a child part, that part.
Well,
still...
maybe, but that's the thing. Maybe they set a trap for her, so she and they didn't realize that she was going to call the cops.
About that. I'm not going.
No,
I mean,
we're saying right now it's a possibility because and there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff in there. Like I'm saying,
she is in school.
I'm saying it's a little far fetched, but that's it's another possibility. Like because that's the thing.
I've seen it happen.
We don't know, and that's the other thing. They were able to retrace nearly all her steps until the point she went missing, but they haven't been able to locate a single person who was with Russell from when she left the restaurant to when she called the police.
I saw 3 grown men holding another grown man running across UCA campus at the middle of the night. Yes, I seen it. Like I was like, yo, what are y'all doing with this dude? Like I wanted to comment on it, but I was just like, you know what? I think I know those guys, and I just left it alone. I knew the guys that was carrying the other dudes. So I was like, "And they'll be all right." Like, and I just went to my room.
But like you're saying, Shar, a lot of stuff doesn't make sense. So if they're able to retrace all her steps, but they're not able to go ahead and find anybody she was hanging out with at the restaurant, isn't that a little suspicious?
Oh, that's suspicious too. Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's suspicious. I don't know about the whole pledging thing.
No, I'm not saying, but I'm saying it could be an option. It could be people.
She shot my dream down quick.
No, I didn't say that, and I'm not saying the pledging thing right away, but I'm saying like it could be her friends were in on it, just messing with her, and there's a bunch of stuff that we have
2 days
to
as well. Like, I mean, yes, somebody for 2 days with no wig on, like you gotta just
her friends being on it. I can understand that maybe.
So.
Yeah, that's a little wild. That's real wild.
Yeah, there's too many holes in the story. I should not be able to make that story that I just told. I should not have been able to insert that type of story into this.
And that's what I'm saying. I really think it's just that the police haven't told us every single detail because with the details we have, it's not adding up.
Well, and I think that's why they're not telling the details because they don't want stuff to get leaked out. So when they get tips, when they get their stuff, or maybe they're investigating something and they don't want them to know that, hey, guess what? Now we're investigating you.
Okay. So by a show of hands, how many people think she pulled a Jussie Smollett?
Oh my gosh.
And this is all fabricated. This is all a lie. And this is all some ploy for some bullshit.
I don't know
what I believe right now, but what I will.
All I'm saying is that all options are on the table right now.
I'm going to say this. Okay. We already, Black people in general, already don't get news coverage over these type of situations that happen to us. As a matter of fact, Black women and Black children are disappearing every single day through human trafficking. So if this is a joke, this would really be a letdown. It would really be a letdown.
Put a dent in us. Yeah. Because the one time we get it light,
right? I mean, like, how think about how many Black people have gone missing to the point where, like, my whole entire social media feed was talking about this story for days.
Yeah.
Every news outlet was sharing it.
Yeah. Once it popped up, it became a plague. Like I literally couldn't escape it. I had to just close my phone. Like I was just like, damn. I'm like, okay, I get it. She's missing. I'm in California. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Now that I think about it, like
Be an advocate.
if it was something her friends were playing around with or whatever, maybe they return. Maybe they had
Return her, please.
in 2 days because they realized, oh shit, all of social media is talking about it, and the longer we keep her, it's gonna look a
They
little
weren't
too
expecting
suspicious.
that.
Now we gotta let her go because if we keep her, they're gonna arrest us. Maybe that I don't,
No,
you
that's
know.
what I'm saying. And that's what I was saying. It might not have been a pledge, but that's why it might be
That's
something
what I'm
that
saying. I
shows
just
the
think
month.
friends in general.
Yeah,
I
that's
can
what I meant
see
by that one.
that
It'd
perspective.
be like a
I can see that.
possibility.
Yeah.
So I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
Yeah, I probably
surprise
wasn't
party
expecting that
gone
black
wrong.
woman to trend like that.
Yeah, but I really, for the love of me, I really hope that is not the case.
Yo, if that's the case, because I know they blocked off the street to her house, so people couldn't go over there and mess with her or whatever, which I respect because I'm like, y'all need to do that more often. But people be going through traumatic shit and then people be all in front of their house.
Yeah.
Like, relax. Like, let these people breathe for a second.
Yeah.
Like,
Trying to tell the
how do you
story.
feel about being shot 5 times? Like, bruh just got his lung back working yesterday. Like, relax, you can't even breathe.
Well, but I think that it also goes to how we are because because of this age of information where we want everything instant. We get
Mhm.
upset when things aren't instant, and even
Mhm.
right now, the police are doing their job, and we're like, you need to give us more freaking information.
We
And
Yeah.
need
I
to
think,
see.
and I think that's where we just need to slow down and be like, hey, let them do their job, and we'll figure it out. But then it's also as a community with us, or just black people in general, or minorities in general. I can't even say just black people. Usually when we hear, hey, let the process play out, our stuff gets buried because we feel like we're not a priority because historically we have not been a priority. So it's kind of like there's like between a rock and a hard place right now too.
Man,
Do
if this
you think
turns
the
out to be
police are
fake,
going
we're gonna
to?
need affirmative action to get another news story.
Do you think the police are going to
Right.
release the rest of the
I
details?
think they're going to, but usually
Mhm.
if the police if they're not doing if they're not letting things open happen like that too, it's because it's buried or they're still investigating something. And maybe guess what? Maybe they talked to her, they found out the kid was in the car with her when they took her someplace and like that too, and this kid's still in danger or blah blah all this other stuff like that too. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're
Yeah.
trying to corroborate her story. Maybe they took her to the hospital, they did a tox screen, maybe she's pumped full of drugs. I mean, we could go 14 different ways of
Hmm.
why they're not doing this, and maybe they have to go back and talk to her again when she's sober, coherent, all this other stuff, not dehydrated. um so
Yeah, that's
and
what I
that's the
was
thing,
thinking. Maybe
and
drugs
if they
and
say, hey, if they say we're looking for this, because that's the thing, the more information we put out there, because the thing is we're not the only ones watching the news, watching social media. So the
Mhm.
more they put out there, if they actually have a suspect, the suspect's able to see all this information as well too. So we're like, oh, be on the lookout for a silver car. And I was like, oh, guess what, I'm about to go buy or steal a new car. Be like, look out for this one. Now I'm about to cut my hair and dye it. There's all this stuff out there too. So that's
Mhm.
why they limit information until
Mhm.
it's something solid, or they need something instantaneous.
Okay.
But
Okay.
but with this one, I do think they're going to release information. I do think they'll see this one through just because it went to the national stage, and then if it becomes a cold case, it looks bad on the department. So I
Mhm.
think they're more incentivized to close this case out. But there's still so much unknown in it, which is freaking crazy, and
Yeah.
it's almost scary because like you guys said, I want to be in a world where if I see Char on the road and it's raining, I want to be able to make sure
you
she's
should
all
be
right and give
able
her a
to.
ride, even if I don't know her. But we're in a world where maybe there's two things. I could go check to see if she's okay, and she thinks I'm coming to fucking kidnap her, so she's not gonna ask for help. Our jets, she's just gonna be like, oh, this is a trap, and keep on driving by. So either way, like, we're both screwed. Everybody's screwed, and it sucks that that's the world that we're in right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I agrees. I agrees. Uh.
Sad AF.
Yeah. Big sad. So, what was the last thing? I forgot what the last thing was.
We're letting our newest member talk about themselves and all their projects and what they're doing, how they're fitting into the team, talking about what Char's upcoming stuff is too,
Thanks,
and how she's
Chris.
gonna deal with those pesky bots that are asking for nudes. We're gonna see what you're up to and
Yeah.
how you're gonna expand the channel because you're close to 2,000 followers, so you need to thank everybody. That's what's up next.
All right. Quite
And this is
interesting.
why I have this job.
Yes, that is why you are here. That is why you are here because I mentally like checked out somewhere along the line. Y'all can go because I'm nobody.
Let's see, what am I working on? Yeah, so I am in the process of creating a hair YouTube. I actually have like 5 videos ready. I just need to find time to edit them. Once they're edited, I'm gonna
Hey,
start rolling out hair videos.
I know a guy who can edit stuff with quickness. That's all I'm telling you.
I got a lot of different videos I need to stitch together though.
I know a guy.
Is it you?
I'm him.
Okay, Frankie.
I'm him. Ooh, I'm him.
Just
I'm,
Google
I'm gonna
Drive,
take I'm gonna take a stab at the first one and
Who
then
said he
I'll let
Bob
you
the
know.
editor?
man.
But
Just Google Drive. I would have had it done already.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it just because there's certain stuff I want to do.
Who
Like
said he do it during the pod? That's
I want to
crazy.
make my intro video and stuff. But yeah, so I'm working on that. Working on a hair YouTube coming soon. I gotta carve out some time. That's the biggest thing right now. Yeah,
Okay.
Uh-oh. Who's next?
it's gonna be
I've
called.
also been working on my YouTube as well. Like posting these shows and just really trying to put everything together because I'm just like it's more so of what I love to do versus just one niche. So I don't want to just kind of get wrapped around one niche and just kind of keep just going with that. I want to just put things that I love to do out there
Hey,
and
that means
create
you're the
my
brand.
own, yeah, create my own little wave and let people know like you don't just have to buckle down on one thing and stick with that. Like do what you like to do and make it
I,
fun. Be creative with it. So
I
Yeah,
that's kind of what
Everybody's
my
so
mission
creative.
that's real because
is.
I do a little bit of everything. Like if
which
I
is
got this
Yeah.
hair YouTube, then I'm like I got all these other
well,
videos I want to do too that have nothing to do with hair.
well. The thing is, you
Yeah,
could
that
always.
was my biggest thing is tying it together. Like
Well,
how could
the
it
thing
go?
is,
Because of course your audience, but
yeah.
Okay. Can I hold on. So look, I got y'all. So listen. Okay, this is me talking. You take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. If you actually want to use it, that's fine. So listen,
okay.
there's two content strategies or whatever, right? So you're talking horizontally. So if you're doing like one thing, right? So you're doing like, let's say you're doing fashion. So then you're branching out into all the other things that's fashion, right? And then there's vertically, right? So that's the styles of content and how you are presenting said content. So you could find ways to expand vertically, you know what I'm saying? And you can find a way to make it mesh vertically. So if it matches vertically, you can actually do it. Like for instance, like this podcast is not too different from when I do my reaction videos, and it's not too different from when I do live streams, and it's not too different from other things. So I can do all these same things. I can do that same stuff all as shorts because it all fits the same MO, even though topic wise, horizontally, it's all different.
You're
Mhm.
saying working under an umbrella
Well, I
Well,
mean,
in a
it's
sense.
not
the
it's
thing
not
is, he
it's just
he's
from
the
it's just
brand.
familiarity. Like it's familiar to your audience. It's not jarring. It's not gonna make them like jump away. Like it's for instance, if you're talking about fashion, right? But then you talk about like let's say you're gonna talk about like golf, right? But then you do it in a completely different style as well. That's completely jarring because now you're not only like 45 degrees to the side, you're also in a totally different area. Like you're up above yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like if you keep within your same like range vertically in the same range horizontally, you can make it fit and it makes it feel like you're a whole rail-rounded person. And you end up with a sphere of influence instead of just you know what I'm saying, just like a streamlined, but
Yeah.
this is all I do.
All I'm gonna say
Right.
is that you could start off with one subject and then branch out. Like I know a guy, and he started his YouTube like that too for gym stuff because he works out in the gym. But then he's able to incorporate, so that's kind of like his main focus. But he incorporates the other things that he does in his life, whether it's pranking his family, whether it's doing this like that behind the scenes, whether it's them going out to eat and doing that, and that those are like his vlogs. So he has a skits.
That's lifestyle.
Yeah, no, but the thing is, it started with the gym.
No, I get that, but I'm
Yeah.
saying that what he's doing is lifestyle.
Yeah.
All of that is in the same category.
Well, no, so that's what I'm saying. So like with you can start off with your hair, and then branch it to lifestyle. So then, because once you go to lifestyle, you can do the other things that you like to do.
Yeah.
And that's kind of so then it comes from being a gym channel just to being a channel about Isaiah. And
Kind of like pillars.
yeah, so and that's what you do. So and then after that, so then you switch your focus, and like kind of what Smooth said, because you build, because that's what Smooth did. He's like my podcast is going to be about this. This is what we're doing now. Now I'm slowly backing up and I'm switching it. So now the focus is not on the podcast. It's about my reactions, my takes and stuff that too. So now what happens? So now it switched from the podcast to being about Smooth, and now the Smooth is a branch, and now the podcast is a branch of what he's doing too. And that's how you can do it first. So you never have to be pigeonholed if you kind of like it, what Smooth said. If you do it the right way, and you don't completely, and at least right away, change your formatting, your style, and everything too. So people will see like, oh hey, just so like, hey, I like you, because first it's like I like your subjects or your topics. Now I like you. Okay, now I like the way you talk about different things. Now I like what you do with stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys can
Okay.
all do it because I believe in you guys.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so many coaches, like when I was kind of going through the whole boutique thing, and when I was paying to, have one-on-ones and stuff with those coaches, a lot of them did just talk about finding your niche and just stick with that one niche. And, they
Yeah.
kind of just, they put so much emphasis on that. Like, I don't want to just do one thing. I'm like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not, that ain't
So
just me. So I want to,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
think in the
tie
beginning,
everything in together.
because in the beginning, if you do it that way, it's easier. So then you could go grab an audience and see if you're good at it too. And I think that's a lot of times they don't, because and you'll see like a lot of other content creators and stuff like that too. They'll say it's easier to pick a niche or try to find out a niche real fast to go and build it, because if you pick a niche, and then then you start editing, you start doing things, you start learning a style to see what works for you, and it's easier to go ahead and develop skills with doing the same thing, rather than me. It's like, hey, I'm doing this video, so now I'm doing it this way. Now I'm doing something totally different. So now my editing style, the way I talk, my camera work, that's all different. So you're not really honing skills. And I think that's why they say pick a niche first too, because then when you do everything else that comes with being a content creator, you're doing all that the same way. And then when you're ready to branch out, you take the skills that you learned, then you're able to move them to what else you're doing and reapply them for that, rather than learning everything from scratch over and over again. Because that's one thing with me editing videos, and now I'm doing scripts and everything too. So because I just did like another video with stuff pops up with their Instagram saying, hey, follow me, do like that too. But I had to learn that. But if I was always doing my videos a different style, I would have never learned that, because I'm like, no, now I'm doing this. Now I'm doing this. Now I'm doing this. So then that wouldn't have came up. And I think that's like the main thing that's why they say pick a niche, because if they say pick a niche, you're able to go ahead and learn and learn that too. But there's something that says after you pick a niche, you can't change and do something else. And
Right.
I think that's why lifestyle is picking up, because once you're able to establish yourself as a personality, people come for you and not your niche, because you can get your niche anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
bang. Bang, bang, bang. And then that's how people end up with like multiple channels. Because then it's like I have this niche that's this, and I have this niche that's that. And then there's some overlay of audiences. Like for instance, like RDC World, like their gaming thing, they also talk about anime on there, because there's an overlap of those two communities. Just as an example.
Okay.
Yep. Anything else we got going on, Jess?
No, like I say, the YouTube kind of like I say, getting that started, getting that going, staying consistent with that, tying in the fashion with it, because to me too, it seems like what my audience is for my show is kind of the same audience is for my styling. It's just that I gotta put that content out there, so that kind of mesh together anyways, because I want to style women and men, and my audience for my show is women and men pretty much too. So it kind of meshed together. But like you said, it's more so of how you put it together too as well, and how you the creativity of your content as well. But yeah, and I mean they already, your personal page, because too when I had my boutique, it was you don't realize how many jobs you have when you're the only person that's doing everything. So you have to do, like you say, from here to here, and trying to work multiple pages, all that stuff kind of, got overwhelming. So I'm just like, I'm gonna use my personal page, use the people that's already there and work with them. And then if I have to branch out and do whatever, then it'll be that. But using what I already have to make what I want.
Hey, well, if you need help, there's a guy right there that could that can help you out with that, because he knows all about that too. But remember, if you need video editing,
he's been dropping them. So yeah.
But if you need video editing, remember, I'm him.
Yeah, he's that guy. Fuck, I'm pointing I keep pointing the wrong fucking way.
Well, see, that's why I messed up earlier. I scratched my nose to check really fast, and then that's why I was like, oh, that's why I see.
Okay, there you go.
See, so you just throw your hand up there really fast to see like how things are going, and now I'm like, bam, see, so that's the wrong way.
I'm
so
doing that every show now because I embarrass myself so much with that pointing thing. Like I never got it right, like ever. Oh my god, bro. Yeah, bro. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Jim.
But honestly, if you need any help with that stuff, I'm not help. I do. Because for me, I'll put my background. So for me, getting more and more into editing, and trying to do stuff and helping other people as well with their editing. I've been watching a lot of channels about how people just built it up, and then I'm not looking at just content creators. I've been looking at just cinematographers, videographers, photographers, and everything as well too. And then so when you go back and looking for others of how to do certain things, you learn about their stories, how they started off, and the things that they did. Because a lot of these, especially photographers, they had to turn into videographers and then turn into content creators as the rise of good cell phones and good cameras and cell phones. So they're becoming more and more niche. So they can't do stuff like that full time unless you're really, really big too. So a lot of them, they had to go learn a bunch of other things, and that's where they started with their niche, and then which is photography, and then they're branching out from there as well too. So I've been learning a lot about that, and a lot of these photographers, since I actually know some of them, I'm actually able to talk to them one-on-one and talk to them like, okay, hey, what about this? What are you doing this? And sometimes we're talking about photography, and then it goes into videography, and they're like, yeah, you need to do this, and it goes in deep, and we go down rabbit holes. I'm like, dude, I just want to know how to edit this preset. I don't want to know how you started the preset.
Well, you got some extra information.
No.
Okay, so I guess I'll say what I got going on. Honestly, I ain't got too much of nothing. Okay, everything that I've already gone do, I've already did it. So just quick little update for everybody that makes it to this section of the video. Every video you gonna see this weekend, I already did it by Wednesday. Okay, so whatever happens over this weekend, I don't care. I'm outside, okay, all weekend from Thursday to Monday. I'm outside, okay. I'm not gonna tell you where I'm gonna be, but I'm gonna be outside.
If there's breaking news, do you want to take over and drop a video?
Huh?
If there's breaking news, you want to hop on and be like, "Hey guys, I'm not smooth, but I'm here to talk to you about this. I got you."
Okay. I mean, Saturdays. I already did Saturday.
I'm saying if something breaking news happens, like if
yeah.
We'll
hop
on. It'll be me.
We'll make that happen. We'll make that happen.
Then
I can just join from my phone.
I'll be at a work conference working like a slave this weekend, so that won't be happening.
Damn, you can't say the S word. We went through too much to say that word.
I can say it
like it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is there anything substantial going on?
Really? I guess while you're thinking, big exciting news for me. I am. Oh, so yes, Ray-Ban. I'm excited. I've been collabing with Ray-Ban. So,
okay.
This boy built different, man.
But they found you.
This dude, he be plugged in and hold out, and they drop a bomb on it.
Can I finish that?
For the last 4 months, I've been doing this thing like with X company. What?
And y'all get on me. Anyways, did they find you on Instagram or something?
So it started out with I talked to them because me recording action stuff. I saw they have their nice Ray-Ban stories. That
Okay.
they have cameras in them. So you go, oh.
Oh,
I
Mm.
seen
wow.
those. Okay, I did. I
Mm.
seen those.
So I asked them because I saw someone using them, and the video stabilization was freaking amazing.
You
So I
just
asked them
asked.
about it.
You just asked them.
No, so I just asked them what they use for their image stabilization. So they sent me a pair to say, hey, try them out, see how you like them and everything as well too. And then so I was talking to them and they asked me how it was and everything too. And then they sent me, so then I got sent another pair. So now
Okay.
I have the Wayfarers and the rounds, so that I'm
Give
checking out.
me
I'm checking them out
two
too as
pair.
well.
I need
Right.
two pair.
So I've been working with that just with my action camera stuff because I got cameras and
Okay.
cameras. So then my other exciting news is that I think I am not going to be using GoPro anymore. But
Okay.
so that's gonna be further down the line. I might make a video and throw it on Smooth's channel. I'll probably do a tandem thing, just saying, hey, why I'm thinking about leaving GoPro. There's a lot of people are doing it. I have my my own reasons, so we're gonna check it out,
Mhm.
and so that probably be coming up. I can't say soon, but I'll probably say within the month. I'll give Smooth that deadline. So we're talking about camera stuff on there and saying, hey, why am I not using GoPros anymore? Because I'm excited about these companies and what they're doing.
Mhm.
And GoPro, they're not the main person in town. But that's really what's going on for me. So exciting camera stuff. So shout out to Ray-Ban for helping me out to do some cool things, and more to come soon.
Coolio.
Hey, Shar,
You know
send
what I'm saying?
nudes.
Oh my God! Did you just, bruh? This buddy is wild.
He said I can't say slave, but he been saying news like multiple times.
At
No,
least
you can
two
say
times.
slaves. It
Bruh
was
is
the
horny.
context you used it in, ma'am. We have
This
come
man is
too far,
horny.
and we did not sit in the back of the bus anymore for you to say that word.
I mean,
I'm
it
done.
sounds like you want to sit in the back of the bus with your horny ass.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
just
y'all
I'm
already
just
saw my
jealous.
I guess.
I'm just jealous of Shar with her TikTok following, because after she started working out, she got all those followers, and I was
Oh my
stagnant,
god,
and she
that
was
is
like,
not what got
"Phew."
me followed.
Bruh, that's what I'm saying. Like I got a measly 600. She over there balling out of control.
That is not what got me. You want to know what got me more followers? I asked them to follow me, and they did
Oh,
it.
but hey, but tell me, did it or did it not help when you started doing squats and freaking showing your results?
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
There
See,
might
she
not be
can't even answer it.
causation, but there's correlation.
She can't even answer. See, she can't even answer, which means I'm right. See, she started, like I said.
Yeah, she so thought about, man. She said, dude, I did go up 50
No,
followers that day.
they follow me for my personality and my motivational content. I have a
Yes,
lot of that on my page.
yes, your personality.
Okay.
Your personality. That's a personality right there.
Oh my
Oh
Personality.
my gosh. Anyway, as I was saying, I guess it's new to the viewers. You all saw my magazine cover feature, so that was pretty cool. Um, that's been my biggest thing recently.
Okay.
The documentary is still in the works, like it's still being edited. I'm still trying to get my interview from the guy that I did in St. Louis. So whenever I get it, that's when it's gonna come out.
Okay.
But I just need the footage. I was like, bro, you don't have to hard edit. Like, just give
If
me
I
the
was
stuff.
editing, it would have been done already.
And like I can do it myself.
I would have
Because
been done
it's just
already.
Yeah.
adjusting volume and stuff. Like that's it. We only had 2 different angles. Like I'm like, bro, I can do that. Like if
He's
I
probably
just
doing
do it like
Adobe.
over the weekend, I could have had it done by now. I ain't got
He's
shit
probably
else
using
going.
Adobe. That's why he has to pay his subscription.
Shit. Well,
Really?
I'm hating on Adobe too right now. Like
damn,
I hate Adobe. So
bruh. We Da Vinci now, right?
oh yeah, I'm the straight Da Vinci. I'm Da Vinci Studio now too. I've been I've been loving it, but that's another video too. I could add to that as well too. Why people, especially for new editors and users when they do stuff like that, great price point, freaking use DaVinci. Don't even think about using Adobe.
And that's DaVinci Resolve.
Yep, DaVinci Resolve.
For all those young whippersnappers out there looking to become a content creator, looking to edit some videos.
Yeah,
all right, that's what you need. You need DaVinci Resolve. All right, I'm Smooth. That's Frankie. That's Jazz. That's Shar. Okay, and we coming to you live from not Alabama, and we have out of here.
Not Alabama.